All right, so I think we're live. Um, we get close to the mic because I don't want to have any background noise distracting the stream. Please forgive the hoodie. My hair is a mess, and I will gladly spare you the sight of my messy hair. So the program for today is going to be to build, we're going to start building bars.lol. So I had this idea recently of for a project that I think would be nice to have on my CV as I looking to move into more of a DevOps position, an AWS and sort of cloud engineering position. And that is to create an API, full-blown API, REST API, completely serverless, using API Gateway, Lambda, and DynamoDB. And as I was studying for the AWS Certified Developer Associate exam, I came upon the aws-sam framework, and if you remember, or if you haven't watched not last stream but the one before that, I was toying around with aws-sam inside a Docker container. So I tried it, I tested it. Turns out it doesn't really work. Not in the way that I wanted to. So I resorted to essentially just installing it with pip, as you can see here. Pip install aws-sam-cli, which is fine, you know, it's good enough. And so the API that we're going to have, because bars.lol is a bit of a funny name, isn't it? Well, that's because this API is going to return the stupidest and the dumbest and the most absurd rap lyrics of all time. So I've compiled a list of approximately 60. This can, of course, get bigger with time. 60 lyrics. And they're funny. They're very funny. So I think we're just gonna have this as a sort of fun project. It's inspired by JSON placeholder, if you've ever used that. You know, it's a free fake API for testing and prototyping. So instead of having, JSON placeholder, you could use this. I think there's also a Kanye API, which I've never used, but so yeah, we'll use SAM. And so the infrastructure, well, let's see if I can do draw.io. Do I still have an account? Yes. Well, that is, but well, there we go. This is a diagram I made for a long time ago for another project of mine, where we did exactly this. Funny enough, we did exactly this, but using Terraform. But we're not going to do this today. We're going to essentially use SAM to deploy that part, right? So the API Gateway, Lambda, and DynamoDB. We'll worry about the NS after that. So it's going to be the back end, and then we'll have a front end. So we'll have bars.lol, which will point to, I guess, a static website. Something I'll probably just plain HTML and CSS. We're not even going to worry about React or anything like that. We'll push that to S3, and then we'll serve it with CloudFront. And then we'll use some trickery with DNS trickery to get it to sort of connect to the. We'll have the API under subdomain. So we'll have api.bars.lol/v1/whatever, and then we'll have bars.lol point to this. Point to the static website. So what else? Let me think. I think that's it, right? So we'll have three. We will have three routes. One is going to be. Can I write things down here? No, I don't think we can. Let's see. T. That's T. Oh, hello. T's for table. All right, so that's not what I want. Can I write text in here? Yes, I can. No, I can't. Wow. Advanced. Wow. That's not very user friendly, is it? Nope, nope, nope. Basic. These are shapes, but I don't care about shapes. Can't do outlines. No. All right. Well, anyway, we'll have. Let me pull up Vim. Temp. Bars up text. TXT, not text. TXT. Oh boy, this is not going well. TXT. There we go. So we'll have three routes. All right. We'll have api.bars.lol/v1/lyrics, and this is going to pull all lyrics. Okay. And we'll do api.bars.lol/v1/lyrics/id. And this is going to pull, well, lyrics by ID. And we'll have another one, API. So let's just copy this. And then we'll say bars, we'll say random. Right? And then this is going to pull a random lyrics object and sell it back. So these are the routes. Of course, we'll need an API gateway. So we'll need an API gateway, right? We'll need a DynamoDB, and we'll need a Lambda function. And for the Lambda function, we'll need an execution role, I think, or policy to be able to connect to DynamoDB. So let's crack on with this now, right? All right, so I'm gonna quit. So let's go to dev, and we'll do sam init. Sam init. Which template source would you like to use? We'll quick start templates. Choose an AWS quick start application template. DynamoDB example. Nope. We'll use the Hello World example. Use the most popular runtime package type. Nope. We will pull Go 1x. What package type? Zip. Would you like to enable tracing on the function? Nope, because that's going to cost us money, and we don't want that. Would you like to enable monitoring using CloudWatch application insights? Not at the minute, but later on we will enable access logging. So we'll need a CloudWatch log group. Project name is going to be bars.lol. And so hopefully we should have something. All right, so let's see. Okay, so I've got everything I need. So it generates a template.yaml, and this is a CloudFormation template, right? Hey Stoke, how you doing? Thanks for joining the gang. Make yourself cozy. And please tell me if the sound is good enough here in chat. So we have a basic template right here, and we don't really need the outputs, do we? We may need them in the future, so we'll just comment those out. So as I was saying, let me actually pull mv temp. What did we call it? Bars.text. Yeah. Let's open it. So we need an API gateway, a DynamoDB, and a Lambda function. Now this, from what I understand, based on my research, is that under the function declaration, you can add events, right? And you can call them. Oh, we have spam on the chat. Would you look at that? I think I've made it. I have spam on the chat. I am a Twitch celebrity. Anyway, so under events, as you can see, we have sort of API gateway endpoint declarations. And this is going to, again, from what I understand, this is going to create an API gateway under the hood, but we want to essentially control. We want to have control over what we of what the API does. So we'll, and also I think it comes with a default. I think it comes with a default stage name of prod, and I don't like that. I want my own. See, as you can see, serverless REST API, blah blah blah. Execute API, this, blah blah blah, /prod/hello, which matches with this, and we don't want that. So what we want is, as per the specification, we want v1, we want v1, right? Blah 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 /hello. So we're going to do a little bit of housekeeping. Hello world function. We're not going to call this hello world function. We're just going to call it bars lol function. So it's a lambda function. The code URI is hello world inside the current directory, which we're not going. I think we're going to rename this to API. Yeah. API, and I guess, well, I guess the handler is going to be called API too. Such the runtime is Go 1x, so we're good. Architecture is x86. Environment variables, I don't think we'll need them, but we'll keep it like that. For now, in case we need to add them in the future. All right, so we've done enough, but now we need to create an API gateway. So that's going to be the first order of business. So let's go back here and let's find out. I think it's AWS SAM documentation. Let's see. Hello. Documentation. Wow. Okay. Is my internet working? AWS. I don't know. Okay. So, SAM documentation. There we go. All right. Developer guide. Authoring, no. Template anatomy. Resource and hello. Resource and property reference. Let me zoom in so you can all see. API. There we go. Create a collection of Amazon API gateway resources and methods that can be invoked through HTTPS endpoints. Blah blah blue blah. So this is the syntax, right? And then we have examples here. Let's do that. API gateway, API course. Actually, we need this. We need course. Course. Snippet. Course example. All right. Well, I guess we'll copy this. We'll add it under resources. So this is going to be called bars lol API. So it's a serverless API. The stage name now is going to be v1. What else do we need? Let's look at the properties. Access log settings. So this is going to be we're going to add this later on. We're not going to worry about that now. We don't have auth. Course is something we want to keep track of. Description, no. Domain is also something we will have to add later on. Endpoint configuration, gateway responses, method settings, mode, models, name, stage name. We'll give it a name. 2. Bars API. So we had name, stage name, tags, tracing enable, and then variables. So I think we're good except for access log settings and course. So course now, let's see. Manage cross-origin resource sharing for all your API gateway API. Specify the domain to allow as a string or specify dictionary with additional course configuration. Enable course for an API gateway REST API resources. Okay, let's see. All right, so we need to add this to every response. Okay, so we'll keep that in mind. Let's actually copy this. Keep notes. Why not? Note. Send this as part of every response. Okay. Oh, that's for HTTP proxy integrations, but we don't care about that. Or maybe we don't need to do that because I think we'll have an AWS integration. The difference is, I believe the difference is AWS proxy integrations, they essentially send the request body as is, whereas with HTTP proxy integrations, you can sort of modify the request body before it hits the Lambda function. I think it's done with something called mapping templates, something like that. Blee blah blue, but this is not what we want. What we want is some code. Oh, hello. Allow credentials, allow headers, allow methods, allow origin, and max age. So let's go with this. Okay. So allow methods, that, and this. So let's actually add this to our globals. So if we do API, because if we go back here, or somewhere, template anatomy, yep, globals. Sometimes resources that you declare in an Amazon SAM template have common configurations. For example, you might have an application with that have identical runtime, memory, VPC config, environment, and course configurations. Instead of duplicating this information in every resource, you can declare them blah blah blue, and all the rest of it. So as we can see, we have API here and we have course. So we'll declare as a global. And we'll take this. Let's see. Yep. So I've got auto formatting, post, get, options. I don't think we will allow post. We'll have a fake sort of a post request at some point. Where we don't actually touch the database, we just send back the response as is with a fake ID. X forward it for, and then allow origin. We want everything. So that's good, right? So I believe this is good, right? We don't see any errors. Let me get rid of the comments here. Right. So now we have our API. So we're good. So this is done. Right. Right. So now onto DynamoDB, and then after that, we'll finish with the Lambda function. Okay, so balls lol API balls function. So now we need to create the table. If we go back here, simple table, that's the one. Creates a DynamoDB table with a single attribute primary key. It is useful when data only needs to be accessed by a primary key. To use more advanced functionality of DynamoDB, using AWS DynamoDB table resource instead. Huh. Okay, let's look at that. Okay, so attribute definitions, billing mode. Oh, we can add secondary indexes. We're not gonna worry about that. A key schema, kinesis, table class, table name. I think simple table is good enough. So we'll have provision throughput. Let's see. I think in the free tier you have like 10 read capacity units and write capacity units. So let's try that. We'll set them to 1. So let's go back here and do this. Oh, we don't actually have. Okay. All right. So 1 API gateway. Oops. API gateway. There we go. And so here we are going to create the DynamoDB. And we'll call it balls lol db. And that is going to be of type simple table. And the properties, so we have table name, primary key, and provision throughput. So table name is going to be aws-db. Primary key is going to be ID. Actually, it's an object, isn't it? Let's see. Name and type. So it's an object, which means we have to go down and indent it as such. So the type is going to be number. Type is going to be number, and the name, is it the name? Yes, the name is going to be ID, lowercase. And let's try provisioned. Actually, no. Let me copy it. I don't want to make a typo. Provisioned throughput. Like such. Like that. Oops. And so this is an object. And we have read capacity unit. Have 1. And I think it's write capacity units of 1. Or is it? Yeah, read capacity units, write capacity units. Okay, so it's an integer, so we'll set everything to 1 like that. Okay. So hopefully this will work. So we've got the API gateway, we've got the DynamoDB, and now we need our Lambda function. I've seen some examples where sort of people would create one function per resource, but it's in Python, and I think it's sort of easier to share packages. So you can have one package for, let's say, the database connection, and then you can share code between the different functions. And even if you have like sort of say helper function and stuff like that, you can share them between different packages. But for whatever reason, my Python setup doesn't play well with the AWS libraries. So we're going to stick to Go, even though it's going to take a bit longer, but it's fine. So the function, so let's create a test. Let's create a test route. So this is going to be called get all lyrics properties, and now we need to give it the name. We need to give it two things. We need to give it the name of our API and the policies to access DynamoDB. Now just give me a second, I'll be right back. So I'm back. I am back. And as I was saying, let me check. Yep. As I was saying, we need to add a policy and we need to sort of point it to the correct API, the one that we just created here. So we need to go back to the documentation. Where are we? Simple table function. Whoa, that's a lot of configuration. Events, event source, event source, API, REST API ID, right? That's the one. API event, type API, properties, So it's not request params, it's REST API ID. And the REST API ID identifier of a REST API resource which must contain an operation with the given path and method. Typically, this is set to reference an AWS Serverless API resource defined in this template. If you don't find, if you just create, blah blah blah. All right, so we'll try and do this. So we'll have properties, and then under that, we'll have REST API ID, like so. Yep. And the ref to a ref to, let's see if we can have let's see if we don't have a an example. Let's REST API, nope, 0 matches. Look at the examples. Image config, runtime, map start. Ref. Let's look at the return values. When the logical ID of this resource is provided to the ref intrinsic function, it returns the ID of the underlying API gateway API. All right, so we can do, I guess we can do bang ref, like so. And what did we call it? Bars lol API. Unresolved tag, blah blah blah. We don't have to worry about this. So we've given it the API gateway ID, but now we need to go back and find how to pass how to give it the policies, right? One or more policies that this function needs, they will be appended to the default role. So let's Control F for this. Let's Control F. Policies. 2 out of 11. All right. Boom. All right. So it's a list. Okay. It's a list. Oh, is it? Let's go back up. One or more policies, they will be appended. Type string, list, or map. Okay, so it can be both. If the role property is set, this property is ignored. Okay, one or more policies now. For more information about AWS managed policies, see AWS managed policies in the user guide. For more information about SAM policy templates, see this in the AWS Serverless Application Model Developer Guide. For more information about inline policies, we're not going to use inline policies, I don't think so. Let's go back to this. Okay. Example 1, policy template with placeholder value. SAM template retrieves the name of the my queue, which you can create in the same application requested. My queue name. All right. Policy template table. Let's DynamoDB. CRUD policy gives create, read, update, and delete permissions. No, we're not going to need that because we're not going to post anything to the DB. We need gives read only permission. Yeah, that's what we need. So read only policy. Now, do we need to copy this or how does that work? Oh, table name, ref, table name. Okay, so it's looking for a table name as a reference. So we need to go back up here and then do this, right? Yeah, okay. So we'll copy this. Go back here. And under policies... well, Control C. Control C. Right. Control C. And so this is not the SQL's policy. The one we wanted was DynamoDB read policy. That's the one. So we will change this, and it was looking for a table name. Can we do ref? Can we do ref? Bars lol-db. Let's see. Specification, resource and property reference, simple table, return value, ref. When the logical ID of this resource An error occurred when calling the change set. That stack name failed to satisfy constraint. Member must satisfy regular expression pattern. Why is a stack name called this? Can we pass a stack name? Oh, stack name. The name of the you're deploying to. If you specify anything, the command updates. If you specify, the command creates it. Right. So we'll do stack name bars -lol. Hopefully now this should work. Hopefully. Oh, okay. Change set created successfully. Blah 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 blah. Previewing client information. Deploy this change set. Yes. And while this updates, let's go to OneFootball and see what happened with. I don't want to get spoiled. Okay, about the French. Ooh, hello. Liverpool, Man United. Wow. Would you look at that? 3-0 inside 60 minutes. That is something else. Ooh, okay. Resource handler return message. Unable to put integration invalid mapping expression specified. Star. What? Oh, is it this? I think that's what we need. That's what I think is the error. Beam bam boom. So we're gonna have to delete the stack, unfortunately. And I think it doesn't create the resources until the stack is fully deployed. So if an error happens, it doesn't create the resources. Hopefully. What happened to the music? Boom. It's rolling back. Let's look at the lineup. Gakpo, Nunez, Salah, Fabinho, Van Dijk, Trent. Ooh, wow. It's like a Man United. Rashford, Anthony, Casemiro, Fred. Well, I mean, that's the full lineup, right? All the big guns are here. 3-0 though. That's quite a performance. Barcelona 1, 2. Let's see. Yeah. Missed penalty. Mr. Torres, of course. Alright, so as you can see, it's deleting everything now. Oh no, so it created the resources, but if there's an issue, it sort of if there is an issue, then it rolls back. So let's see. Let's go back to the console, aws.com. Alright, give me a minute to log in. Actually, give me 10-15 minutes. I'll be back. I'll just take a break. I'll be back. I'm gonna log in and then investigate this issue. How do I change the scene? We're back. Actually, I wasn't offline. I just made a mistake. I'm still not very familiar with OBS, but we are back. So let's go to CloudFormation and see if we have a stack name. Yeah, so rollback complete, so we can essentially delete that stack like so. In fact, we'll how do we do this? Delete. Yeah, click delete stack. Can we delete it? Is it done? Let's refresh. All right, let's delete this one too, because delete. All right, so we have no stacks left now, so we can go back to our terminal and do sam deploy again, except this time hopefully we won't have the same issue. It's a bit tricky. The thing about the single quotes here. Is it deploying? Okay. There's a baby crying outside my window. I hope you're not hearing that. Are we stuck here? Oh, no, we're not. Good. Okay. So it creates the template and then it uploads it to S3. So yeah, we are going to deploy this change set. Wonder if we can block users. I've got this spam message in the chat. Don't like that very much. Don't like pollution. I really hope this sound, because I've used the what's it called, noise suppression plugin. So I hope to God that it doesn't cut off my voice. I just really want to get rid of background noise as much as possible, because my room is not soundproofed, unfortunately. So let's see. So hopefully, and boom, 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 we are good. So yeah, as you can see, we've got 2 new stacks. The status is complete. Now if we go to Lambda, we should have something. Hopefully. We have one Lambda function. If we go to API Gateway, we go to API Gateway. So we've got our API, and as you can see, we've called it Buzz API, so it checks out. Stages v1, right? So get lyrics get, and this is the invoke URL. Let's actually see. We haven't even looked at the code yet. So let's see if it works, right? So, well, what's going on here? Why am I not? Let's curl this URL. Internal server error. All right. So what's the problem here? Well, let's actually go to CloudWatch and see what the problem is. It's logs, log groups. Boom. That's the one. Bot task API, no such file directory. What is the problem with this? Should we do package first? Because I heard about SAM package and then SAM deploy. So maybe we should do that. Go mod. Oh, module is API. Alright. Hello. No, that's good enough. Is there any mention of hello world here? Nope. That's the test. Nope. Oh, you've got an event here. SAM build. Stack. Oh, hello. We can change it here. Nope. Let's change that to bars-log, so we don't have to pass the stack name option. Cache, parallel, bloody blue. That's not. So what's the problem here? I might as well tag handler API. Okay. Oops. Let's do SAM package. Let's see if it fails. Okay, and let's do SAM deploy. Again. Oh, hello. Oh, so now it's only going to deploy the function, right? So it detected a change to our template. Good enough, I guess. I don't know what the problem is. Should we do SAM build to make okay. Cache is invalid. Running blah blah blah. /API directory not found. What? Well, I'm sorry, but it's building. So I don't know. What is the problem here? I do not know. Is there a problemo? Let's do make again. Oh. Hang on a minute. Okay. Right. Now let's make. What we have. An API. Ooh. We have. Home vagrant. So it should. It's supposed to work. I'm a bit confused. Let's have another look at the /API/directory not found. So let's look at the template. Are we missing something? Is it this? Let's look it up. Not exactly what I was looking for. Google. So AWS. Sam. aws-sam. Golang. Build error. What's the directory not found? I do not understand. So let's go back to the docs. Function syntax code URI. The function codes Amazon S3 URI path to local folder or function code object. This property only applies if the package type property is set to zip. Okay. Let's go back up and find handler. The function within your code that is called to begin execution. This property is only required if the package type property is set to zip. Stat home. Did I miss something? That's the API package. All right. It's the template. We are missing something here. I don't know what exactly, but hang on. This is a bit weird, to say the least. Don't know. There's something in the README. In this example, we use the built-in SAM builds automatically. AWS Lambda Golang runtime requires a flat folder. Okay. AWS Lambda Golang runtime requires a flat folder with the executable generated on build step. SAM will use code URI property to know where to look up for the application. All right. The command will package and deploy your application. This is weird. Okay. Blah blah blah. Update unit test to capture that. Package and deploy. This is super weird, man. Should we leave it to hello world? I don't know, let's try it. Let's see if it's that. Should it be called main? Is it main? No, let's call it main. Let's see. Oh, let's look at the code. Let's actually look at the code. Let's see. Okay, handler. So there's nothing about hello world. So it's definitely main. So why was it called handler? First, let's try hello world, and then we'll make. See if it. Yeah. Okay. So let's call it main. Alright, so it's not. But whatever bloody reason. Because I was under the assumption that this would. Let's actually go to temp. Let's go to TM. CD TMP, thank you. SAM init. We'll do this. Go 1x. Zip. Nope, nope. Yep. Hang on, do we have an AWS SAM folder here? I don't think we do. Actually, we do. Alright, so build. This is weird. Oh, so it's supposed to build, because this is definitely a directory. Hang on a minute. All right, so we've got everything here. So let's go to SAM app. Let's do make. And it's working. What the hell, man? I'm baffled. I am absolutely baffled. What is going on here? All right, let's investigate. Okay. CD aws-sam, CD build, CD hello world function, and it builds a hello world. So it takes this, right, and then it's supposed to create the function, right, here inside build. It's actually supposed to build. So what the hell? Hang on. It can't possibly be. What is the difference between my template and the default one? It's not like we made changes to it. Hang on, what if okay. Let's go back up, view directories. There is something in there that I'm missing. There's definitely something in there that I'm missing. Vim build funnel. Package type. Hello. Let's compare it. Code URI, runtime, handler, manifest hash, package type, and the function. I changed it because people kept mispronouncing it, you know? Instead of saying hex, they would say ox or 0x. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna make it easier on people. And also, this is how a good friend of mine calls me all the time. He says, "Hey, yo, Fisher." I hope you're not disappointed. But this is a bit weird. I am definitely missing something. Alright, we'll just change this back to hello world then. We'll just test it and see if it works. We'll go hello world. Hello world. If this works, I'm gonna go bananas. Okay, so it's looking for this directory inside my directory. I truly am baffled. Let's go back here. And look at the template file for this. It's exactly the same. Am I tripping? No, I am most decidedly not tripping. This is exactly the same. Code URI hello world, handler hello world. Hello world slash. What the hell? Directory not found. Actually, let's try something. Let's take this, right? Because we know this works. So this works, we know it. Good, build succeeded. So we're gonna change hello world here to API. And then we're gonna open this back up. We're gonna change this to API and the handler to API. And then we're going to build and see if it fails. What the hell? What did we do? What did we do? Let's open the sam-config and see if there's something we've missed here. Nope. It's very much the same. This is truly something. Okay. Well, what should we do? Oh, let me get rid of this. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna make again to see if it builds. No, it fails. It fails. This is all right. Well, do you know what I'm gonna do? I am going to hold. All right, and then we're gonna do it again. So we're gonna do sam init 1 1. Go 1x zip. Would you like to enable X-ray? Nope. Again, it costs money. And then we're going to call this balls. Actually, we'll do this. Balls-lol. Okay. So now we can do this. First thing we'll do is change this to API. Then open the template, change this to API. Oops. Right, change this to API. And now, moment of truth, make. Okay, so it built, which is good. So now we'll mv template old template.yaml, and we're going to take the template here and then copy it, and then we'll make. Oh my god, you see, it's a problem with our template file. x64. Oh, hello. x86-64. So what's the other one? x86-64. So there's definitely an issue somewhere. Let's get rid of the outputs. Let's get rid of let's actually get rid of all this. Let's comment this out. We're gonna comment this out, and then we're gonna comment this out too. Oh well, hang on. No. Of course it didn't, because we forgot to update. So if we do make now, now it works. I have no clue why this wasn't working, but I guess it's fine. So let's take this and then change the stack name to, so bar lol, which is good. Okay, so now we can do sam build and hopefully sam deploy. Unless yeah, I guess. Okay. All right. Can we curl now? So if we go back to our API gateway, we should hopefully have. Okay. So that's v1, right? That's lyrics and get lyrics. So copy this. Boom, it works. There we go. That's what I like to see. All right. So we're making progress. Wow. That was painful. I have no idea why it wasn't working initially, but all right. Fair enough. So what time is it? 7:30. We'll go for another 30 minutes. Let me just check in on the undeliverable. Oh, no way. No way we missed out on this. Would you look at that? Hang on a minute. Who scored again? So Gakpo, Salah, Nunez. So a double from Gakpo, a brace from Nunez, a brace from Salah, and Firmino. Wow. Oof. This is something else. Yep, run riots inflict Man United worst Premier League defeat. Would you look at that? Ooh. Okay, so back to the topic at hand. So we've created the infrastructure. Let me just check if we have the DynamoDB table created. I think so. Yep. So the partition key is ID. Right. All right. So we are going to populate the database now, and I have written a little hacky script in Python. So let's go to this. Let me show you. Nope, that's not it. That's the one. It's a very hacky script where I essentially load up text file. Right, that's the one. Right, so this is the lyrics, our lyrics database, and so we open it and we build. So for each line, we essentially what do? We create an object, right? And so when you batch write to DynamoDB, it expects a very specific format. So it takes a JSON file and it expects a very specific format. So this is essentially the what it looks like. So you have big object, so big object, right? And then for each one of these, you create a put request and then an item, and then for each item you add the attributes by passing it the type. So each attribute is a type, and then the actual value, and then we save it to JSON. And so this is what we do. Now, the reason why we create chunks, we divide it into chunks of 25, and the reason is because well, the limit of items you can push to, you can put to a DynamoDB database at once is 25. So we do that, and then for each chunk we essentially create a file, a JSON file, separate JSON file, and then after that we have a populate.sh. Populate.sh. There we go. Let me set the file type to sh. And so we create a temporary directory, blah blah blah, and then we run the script, which will sort of now this is hard coded. I could have created using I could have used argc and argv, but we're not gonna bother. So temp lyrics creates this, and then it runs aws DynamoDB batch write item request file, and then we pass in the file name, which is going to be 0.json, 1.json, and 2.json. All right, so let's do it. Let's see if it works. Actually, before I do anything, aws-db, yeah. So that's what I called it. Yep, aws-db. All right. So now we shouldn't have any issues, hopefully. Populating DB. Yep, unprocessed items, good. This is good. This is very good. Done. Boom. So total size is 0 bytes. Now if we refresh, we should see something else. Nope, still 0 bytes. What happened? What happened? How do we query the database? Oh, export items. Oh, there we go. So we can scan for all attributes. We don't need filters. We can just run. And then let's just sort it by ID. And as you can see, we have 60, 1 through 59. So that's good. That's very good. So now we can start coding, hopefully. Or maybe we'll leave it at that and then start again tomorrow. Because I don't think I'm going to have enough time to... let's see if I have enough time. Because essentially what I want to do... What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to create a... Because we're not going to have one function per resource, we're going to have to use a router. Let me actually hang... Yeah, so my mic works. So where are we? Whoops. Give me a second. Give me a quick second. All right. So yeah, I'm debating whether or not we should continue tonight, or if we can, or if we should continue tomorrow. Because essentially, the plan for tomorrow is going to be to... Let's actually do that. Stream.md. So today is 5th of March 2023, and so we set up created infrastructure using SAM. Populated database, and so tomorrow we're going to need to connect to database first. So connect to DynamoDB. We'll connect to DynamoDB. We'll create the router, and then we will sort of create the handler for /Linux /load/id and /load/random. And I believe, because now we have, I don't know if you've noticed, but we have access to an events.json file. And so these are essentially the all of the information we'll have access to, because if we go to where is it? .go. Yep. So we've got the request, And if we do request dot body becomes a resource, so the resource path defining API gateway, and so we can essentially do that. So we can switch on the request.resource, and then so if the resource is essentially, so it has to match, of course it has to match whatever's in our template over here. So we'll have lyrics, we'll have another one called /lyrics/id, and then we'll have another one called lyrics /random. So this is going to be get lyrics by ID, and this is going to be get random lyrics. Right, like so. And so this is going to create the different routes, and inside the main.go file we'll be able to we will be able to sort of switch on this. So if request dot what was it called, resource, hang on, request dot resource, oh, request context, I think it has to match the event though, right? So let's see, request context, resource path, or path, I think it's resource path, isn't it? Yeah, resource path. So resource path, hey, I'll see to Polar. Well, thank you. My Vim thanks you very much. My Vim likes compliments. And so we'll essentially switch on this, right? So if this is equal to /lyrics, then we will run something else. We'll run, I guess, I don't know, get lyrics, right? And so this is going to scan the database for all lyrics. What am I building? I'm building a very funny REST API using the AWS SAM model, serverless application model, and the purpose of this is to essentially, let me show you the database, is to essentially return the stupidest and the most absurd rap lyrics of all time. So that's why it's called bars.lol. I'm doing this mostly as an exercise in sort of AWS and cloud engineering, because I really wanted to get my hands dirty with AWS SAM, because I think it's a lifesaver in terms of well, not just a lifesaver, time saver actually, because I did a similar thing with Terraform, but it took ages. So I'm having fun with this now. It's sort of essentially a clone of this. So JSON placeholder, as you can see, free fake API for testing and prototyping, right? And it's for example, if you want to use, let's say you want to prototype a React app, instead of having sort of boring data, you'd have something funny to look at. Could this be held in a bucket for calling from anywhere? No, because buckets, S3 buckets, is for static websites, which we will use because we'll need a front end for this. But the API will essentially, let me go back to draw.io. I had a diagram in the beginning of the stream. So this is what it looks like, right? We've got an API gateway that sits sort of on in the internet, right? And this takes requests. This is going to take requests from the client, so your React app or Vue or whatever, your front end, this is going to forward the request to our Lambda function, which is going to call our DynamoDB here to pull the data. Where are we? It's going to call our DynamoDB that's in here, pull the data, and then send it back via API gateway. So this is going to sit on its own. Where's my draw.io? All of this is going to sit on its own in its own separate realm. And then the next step after this is going to be to essentially code a little website like this, very minimal, and then send it to S3, host it there, and then serve it via CloudFront. And for this, actually, we'll use Terraform because we don't want to click around. We are cultured citizens, and we use automation. It also is completely free because I'm on the AWS free tier. So yeah, that's what I'm building. And so now that we've done the infrastructure, essentially, now it's time to clean up this sort of boilerplate code and get to work. But oh, so you did pen testing? Oh, that's interesting. I used to do this a few years ago. Is Hack the Box still a thing? And what's it called? Try Hack Me too. I used to do this all the time. Initially, I wanted to pass the what's it called, the CSIP. Hang on. It's a pen testing cert. What's it called? CISSP. Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, CISSP. And I had this one thing. It was called, I can't remember the name of the website. You could pull sort of images. It had like one massive sort of spreadsheet, right? And then it would have tons and tons. I think it's VulnHub. Is it still a thing? VulnHub. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, Sec Plus. Yeah. It's funny because I was looking at, yeah, this is exactly the website. And then you could sort of search for boxes, right? Vulnerable boxes. And then you can essentially just test them locally if you didn't want to pay for Hack the Box. Hack the Box was a lot of fun, man. I used to do like the whole Nmap stuff, and then you'd create reverse shells. Yeah, exactly. You'd create reverse shells and stuff like that. God, brings back memories. SQL injections. Now there was a ton of funny ones. What's the tool that's written in Ruby where you can find CVEs? Oh, they did. Oh, that's good. And then you define they had a Discord channel where you could sort of share tips, but you weren't allowed to give the solutions. That was, and my favorite thing to do was binary exploitation. Is it what it's called? Binary exploitation. Like you have a binary and then you sort of you run a debugger on it, and then you essentially add tons of like hex characters. Buffer overflow. That's what it's called. Wow, 200k users. No way. Well, they did expand. Well, good on them. It's it's a ton of fun. Especially if you're in the beginning stages. It's just there's a lot of things to learn, and so it's very fun. Yeah. VulnHub, try hack me. I might actually go back into this just for fun. No, I'm actually done. You didn't stop anything. I'm actually done for the day. We did much of what we needed to do. In fact, you skipped the most boring part of me trying to debug why the template wasn't working. So this is what's going to happen tomorrow. Ooh, and I think I lost. Oh, yeah, connection lost. Unfortunately, my keyboard has lost its battery. Wow. It has lost power. Funny enough. Let's see. Let's see if it works. We'll try. Oh, connected. Good. I'm going to charge this anyway. But this is going to be what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow night. Mine is a Keychron K. Can I actually? Yeah, I think it's K2, isn't it? Let me go back to the blue. Let me see the Bluetooth. K1, S1, K2. Yeah, Keychron K2. Keychron K2. Oh yeah, batteries. I'm getting the red light, but yeah. I was looking at this one, the Lego one. It's only 100 quid. That's the one. I absolutely love the sound of it. But it's got like weird, weird switches. They're not easy to find, but it's a completely Lego build. Yeah, Keychrons, man, they're really good. I mean, I bought this one 3 years ago, I think. Yeah, 3 years ago, and it's still rocking. You know, I've not had any issues with it. So even when I was using Linux, Arch Linux as my main machine, I didn't really have issues setting it up. So no, it's great. Plug and play. Cool. All right, so I'm gonna end it here and finish this tomorrow. Got mine in January, except ooh, you're a BSD guy. You have ascended. You have ascended beyond the realm of Linux. That's good. I'm more of an OpenBSD type guy myself, but yeah, I think FreeBSD is going to. The reason why I haven't really, because at the minute I'm using Linux on Vagrant, right? Let me show you. So this is not Mac OS. This is Linux. It's an Ubuntu Vagrant box. Let's see, LSB release. But I was meaning to move to BSD, but the trouble is they don't have support for Docker, which is not a good thing because I need it for development. But I heard they were sort of trying to port Docker to BSD, so I'm hoping that it's going to happen soon, so I can ditch Linux and finally ascend to BSD. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's unfortunate. Because other than that, boom, I would switch just like that. Plus, I think the I was gonna say the jails, and also most of my configurations are essentially portable because oh yeah, I don't have power on my keyboard, so let me just pull my dot files over here. Most of my stuff would still work, right? Because I used to have like DWM, but now I've had switched to BSPOM or whatever it's called, BSPOM, Dunst. I think Dunst still works in just SSH and connect to my No, but I mean as a sort of daily driver, because DWM works. That because essentially just compiled. Oops. What else did I have? PyCom, Rofi. I used to use Rofi too. Neomut for emails. GPG. Dunst is, I think, yeah, that's for the notifications. That's Yeah, I think it still works fine, the old mutt though. But no, I'm a big fan of BSD, especially since, you know, there's a lot of you know, weird things happening with the Linux kernel. So so hopefully BSD is going to be shielded from that. And yeah, yeah, Poncat, that's the one. Don't know if you've used this. It's written in Python. It's a reverse shell thing, and then it's brilliant stuff. You should check it out. Let me give you a link. I used to use this all the time. Oh god, I have to paste like that. It's written in Python. It's absolutely brilliant. Oh, you can use it on macOS. Yeah, just install with pip. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you had to do like netcat, ncat, and stuff like that to get a reverse shell. You know, takes me way back. But anyway, I'm gonna have to leave it at that. Thanks for the follow, and yeah. Let's talk very soon. You know, if you pop by, don't hesitate to, you know, to leave a message. I'm happy to chat, and you have a good night too. Cheers, man.